The damn car's done it again. I suppose I have done 6 or 8 trips into the scrapyard to drop stuff off and pick it up. So naturally you end up picking up a nail or screw or something. Oh well, there's another one to add to the list of repairs and replacements. Range Rover spare does not hold air at all. Leaks around the rim all the way around because it's just gone so hard. It's sitting over there. We've got to replace that one. Replace 4 tyres on the Range Rover, and thankfully this car's alright apart from that one. But yeah, and Brad V8 Jagnut can get me a full brake kit for the Rangy for just over $600 with brake hoses and stuff. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but these Range Rovers have twin brake hoses on the front, and the caliper, well the rotors on these are looking okay. I've got to pull these wheels off, and this one's fucked anyway, so I might as well pull that off later. And these don't have safety beads on them. I tried pumping it up before, and that's actually peeling off the rim already. There's no safety lip. I'll stick my finger right in there. So, that one's screwed. I can't really see anything in there. Yeah, twin hoses. They're a twin pot front caliper and single pot rear. And $600 gets a full set of caliper rebuild kits for all 4 corners, 4 brake rotors, and 4 sets of pads. That's a pretty damn good deal. It's a very good deal. Yeah, the rear suspension's a bit iffy too. Those bushings are flogged out. It actually leans to one side a little bit regardless of tyre pressures or anything. And that's water seeping through from somewhere. It's running down the body line in here. Sort of normal. I don't know where the rear brake lines are, but I see them coming down there. So I'll do all the lines and things, get the brakes working properly, and 4 new tyres because these ones have just had it. Junk. Chuck them in the bin. That's interesting, it's got a little cylinder thingy up there. That thing with the concertina boot, accordion boot. I'll have to get this thing up on stands and have a slide around underneath it. It's a lot easier to see the other lines on the other front side. A very tough system. Good tough car. Not too expensive to work on. I mean, brake kit for $600, tyres for about, I think I'd do about $450 for newies. But I'm just going to get some really good second handies, like pulled off a near new car that they've upgraded the wheels on. I just realised I don't have enough bits to throw a segment on brake systems in on this video, so this one will just be about tyres and wheels. I just got dripped on. That sunroof is leaking. Typical old British crap. She's still good. Yeah, it's not hard to see why I condemned this one. All the way around. I've never seen one this bad. Although it's wet at the moment, you can't really see it. The sidewall's all full of cracks too. Like the rubber's gone from rubber to plastic. This thing can probably explode if you used it for too long. So I've just condemned it and replace it. It's a shame it's got good tread on it, it's just that damn old. I don't know what the code is. Well, that is the code, I can't remember how to decipher those. But yeah, it's old. Old and buggered. So that one's scrap. The 4 on the Range Rover are scrap. Yeah, I'll find replacements. I've got a good spare on a steel wheel that's in the back of the car at the moment, so that's not a problem. But yeah, I've never seen a bead leak this bad. You don't need slope to show you that one. Yeah, but slope sort of proves the point though, that's just shocking. There's just no seal between the rim and the tyre anymore. But that's because this has turned to plastic, it's just shit, it's just gone. Oh well, give me something to do once I get the tyres. I'll run them on the machine at the scrapyard, my tyre machine. I haven't done a video like that for a while. Okay, here's a good example of safety grooves, or lands I guess you'd call them. And it's this surface here, this ridge. Your wheel diameter is measured from this side to the other side on this surface here, not here. So that's 16 inches across from one land to the other, and this is what keeps the tyre on after a loss of pressure, at least for a while anyway. I mean, you will peel a tyre bead off the rim pretty easily if you corner on it, but given a blowout on the highway or something, this is what makes things a little bit more controllable. This is a spun alloy wheel with a cast centre welded into it. It's a Japanese thing. But again, it's still got a subtle safety groove on both sides. This one here has a fairly smooth safety groove on that side and a sharpish one on this side. So very positive bead retention. And that's Toyota light truck, like 2005, 2006 Hilux I think. Brand new old stock, just scratch and dent. So yeah, light truck rims are also a lot more solid. That's 1/4 inch plate they've pressed those centres out of. This thing is heavy, really heavy. And the alloys, well, yeah, very lightweight. This one's had a collision with a tram or something. It's all bent up there. I've got a set of 4 of these and this is the worst one. It's all bent in there. Damn weather. It's all bent around here. I've tried to straighten it with a pair of vice grips. I think they cracked in there, so this one's failed. So in reality I've got a set of 3 for a trailer or something, but this 4th one can't be used again. It's scrap alloy. I've had a few questions about numbers and codes too. I posted some videos on doing a bit of tyre fitting on my machine. I thought I'd just go into a bit of detail in the video instead of just private messages. This is just a junk SUV tyre. It's been out in my scrapyard disposal pile for a while. It's one of 5 that I got. 5 decent ones, or 4 decent ones I gave away, and this is just the buggered spare. Starting with the actual main designation most people would see, 265 7015. Now 265 is your nominal width on a normal size rim. Like say it's mounted up and inflated, that is from one sidewall to the other. That is not your tread width. 70 is your percentage profile. So it is 70% of its width in height. So that's 70% of the nominal width, 265. And you could probably measure that up with a large caliper once it's mounted and confirm it. R simply means radial ply construction. There's plenty of good information on net. Just Google radial ply tyre construction and you'll come up with tons of information. And 15 just means 15 inches from here to here, your rim diameter. So on a 15-inch reel, it'll mount from there to the inside of the other side. Let's go into some load stuff. Yeah, maximum load is 1,220 kilograms for this one tyre at a maximum pressure of 44 psi. That's not to say it'll go pop if you go over 44 pounds, but that's just a Department of Transport standard safety pressure. Yeah, Canada and US codes only. Australia, you can probably run it higher anyway without voiding your warranty or your legal issues. I know people who run these at about 55, 60. Light truck tyres, you can run them 65, 70. Just depends on the manufacturer and construction and so on. Yeah, there's a closer look at it. See, that comes under your weight carrying load, or load rating I should say. Yeah, that's the load and speed rating there on this finer print. 112 is your load carrying capacity. In this case it is the, what did I say before? 1,120 kilograms per tyre. Small passenger cars and things you'll be lucky to get a 96 at the most. But light truck and SUV you'll find it's a lot higher. H is the speed rating. Can't remember what that is off the top of my head, but I'll just find out in a sec. MS obviously means mud and snow tread pattern. You get highway terrain pattern, and obviously normal high-speed performance patterns and things. Yeah, on the load rating, the H is your speed rating, and it's 210 kilometres for H rated. Speed ratings go from 140 up to 300. There's possibly some higher designations, but they're not on any of my resources at the moment. Other markings are pretty straightforward. It means it's tubeless design, radial construction, and that's just your manufacturer's designation. This is the Michelin XSE type. And obvious warnings about mounting. Use the correct size wheels. No adverse combinations or excessive pressure, under pressure. All tyres have that on them. That's just standard stuff. I hope you learned something from this. I mean, I don't have an awful lot of tyre fitting experience myself, but I know how to do it safely anyway. Never fit tyres unless you're confident what you're doing or have a decent amount of shop training anyway. Right, the main reason I canned this tyre is not just because it's worn down on tread, but it's got numerous repairs inside it. I couldn't find any other. There's one. It's probably got about 4 patches inside it, and as a result it's got a lot of stress cracks from running low on pressure or flat all the way around. That's an absolute no-no. If you're buying a second-hand tyre, don't ever buy one that's got stress cracks like that in the sidewalls, anywhere. Just look them over, make sure it's still rubbery, hasn't gone hard to plastic and got fine little fractures all through it, and just inspect the tread and the shoulder for things like that, because that's really bad. It just come apart at high speed. So this one's going back on the junk pile and dispose of it fairly soon. Yeah, just a 30-second Google search. I've got bridgestone.com.au and they show all the stuff you need to know. This is passenger car stuff. I was right about 96, so you got 710 kilos maximum, and you go into the light truck category and go higher from there. Really straightforward stuff. Another bit of interesting info is that the United States has a 6-year cut-off law now. If it's more than 6 years old, it should be scrapped anyway because of the rubber hardening issue. It's all written in the code here. I think this one's made 2002, so it's past its use by date anyway. So definitely scrap. But then again, there's a lot of people running around on old tyres that are 10 years old and they're perfectly fine. So it's just those random occasions where somebody suffers a blowout because the tyre separated and it's just too old. Unfortunately, a few people have been killed from buying new old stock tyres that have been on the shelf for more than 7 or 8 years. But that's mainly in the United States. Okay, well, inner tubes are pretty much obsolete now. Hard to get, especially for passenger car tyres. Last time I needed one, it took a whole week to get one in, and that was just a normal 15-inch. Light truck like this, yeah, you still get them, they're still needed. You can go on split rims, have to run tubes and rim protectors. Only reason I've still got a whole box full of these was because a friend at a tyre shop gave them to me and said give them away as pool toys or something like that, because they're actually porous. They'll get hot and they'll start leaking. They'll cool down, go to troubleshoot the flat tyre and can't find a leak. Put it back together again, get it hot again and it'll leak again. So they rejected this whole thing. There's like 25 of them. I think I've still got a couple left, but yeah, I just give them away as pool toys. Used to have a lot of fun floating down the old McAllister River up in country Victoria on old inner tubes. Although apparently even then you can't legally give them away as pool toys because they're not approved for child safety or something silly like that now. So the days of the old inner tube as a floaty are pretty much gone too. But yeah, I'll still do it.